So if you haven't heard, for Fated, right, for Season 4 Dragonflight, we're going to be choosing what set bonus that we want to run. And it's going to be us choosing now, right? We're not going to have all three to choose from during the season. Blizzard's putting up a poll, right? You can just go click on this, and then it will take you to the forum, and you can vote for one of the ones that you want, right? And that'll just tell you and show you which one people are voting for. So personally, I think a lot of people are a bit disappointed about this. So it would be better if we could kind of like mix and match. Like it's like, oh, pick your favorite 2-set bonus and then your favorite 4-set bonus, right? Rather than choosing just the whole tier bonus that you would like to use. But I think people are interested either in what's the common opinion or what was the strongest tier set bonus for each of the specs. So I figured we'd just go over that. You do have to remember that they expressly said for season 1 that they were going for very simple, kind of low impact tier sets because of the talent revamp. So, you know, you can look like the fire one and look at this. This is horrendous, right? It's just horrible. This one was actually pretty good. But yeah, so personally, I would hope they would let you mix and max the 2-set and 4-set, because I think that makes things way more interesting, right? You're looking at Frost, you could do the flurry explosion damage. I guess you couldn't do this because it's also 2-set, so, but if you could, that would be pretty sick. Well, either way, we'll get a chance to play some of the favorite tier sets from this expansion. But for each of the specs, I can tell you right now what the strongest ones were, right? Numerically, though I imagine I'll tune them a little bit. This is actually a pretty good tier set for Arcane. It's pretty strong. It was much better than the Season 2 one. Their Season 2 tier set for Arcane was actually pretty weak. Especially its 4-set bonus was really weak. So if you want anything that's strong and especially is gameplay impacting, that's going to be the Season 3 set bonus. For Arcane, that's like 17% DPS and single target. It's absolutely insane. The 4-set, I think, is a lot of fun to play with, right? Your AoE Arcane Missiles is great. And I'd be pretty surprised if this didn't make it into the hero talents or into Arcane's tree in the next expansion, just because it's very cool. It's a very nice addition to Arcane's gameplay. If we're looking at fire, of these, the Season 2 set bonus was the strongest, I believe. I think the Season 3 one actually comes close post buffs, but the Season 2 one was the strongest. And a lot of people really liked this. It made fire a lot more reliable. You didn't have to press near any fireballs at all during your filler between your combusts, because you had so many Phoenix Flames to use. We played, Akshaz's Fury with Sun Kings, or whatever, the third Phoenix Flames charge, and you could just essentially never fireball between SKBs, and it was very fun. So I would be surprised if this one does not win. It also made fire perhaps easier to play. I think harder to play. It was scripted. It was a lot more scripted on how you move between your SKBs, so you could very consistently get these at the same time. So very strong tier set, very fun to play. I would think that would be the one that people are really liking for fire, right? We click here. I already voted. Yeah, I already voted. You can see Season 2's winning. Same for Arcane, Season 3's winning. For Frost, in terms of single target, these were actually all about the same single target bonus. But for AoE, this one was by far the best for freezable AoE. Just did so much damage in freezable AoE. And I believe this one is actually the best for all AoE, because this is the Ice Lance and Frozen Orb damage by 10%, and this is just full 8% spell power, which you essentially had at 100% uptime in AoE. Like Frost kind of get, these are meh. These are meh. I don't particularly care for any of them. Personally, I'm going to vote for the Season 3 one, just because the Glacial Spike damage is insane. I love Glacial Spike just doing massive damage, and if you Glacial Spike into a freeze on freezable enemies, you'll do like 500k DPS right now, like on opener. It's wild. And also, it's just nice to have more flurries. So this is definitely good. And this is by far the strongest in freezable AoE, being like 24% DPS increase, whereas this is more like, I believe 13% in AoE, more like 8% single target. This was about 10% single target, like this one was 10% single target, and this one was not exceptionally good in AoE. So yeah, you can see I already voted for season 3. Looks like a lot of people are as well. That's kind of surprising. I think some people were, it was controversial that Glacial Spike was required for this tier set, but yeah, as you can see, there seems to be like a decent consensus given the majority of people that are voting for things. I did actually rather like Arcane Season 1 tier set. It was pretty fun. Your Arcane Blast crit strike chance actually ended up being about like 50%. I think this is the wrong tooltip. It was increased by more than 3%. It was increased by 5, I believe, and it was Arcane Explosion was increased by 3. But yeah, this was a fun tier set. It's very similar to like Wrath Arcane Mage, where when you just have like a really high crit chance on your Arcane Blast because of some talents and whatnot. So yeah, that was great. Pretty fun. So, but regardless, I think it'll be a good tier to be a mage in Fated because Season 2 Fire was amazing. So, alright, let me know which one you guys are thinking of voting for down below. Now that you know the popular one, don't have to let that sway your vote or anything. And let me know if you're gonna planning to play Mage and Fated. I guess we don't really know much about like the M+, which I think most people are the most interested in over the raids. I think that they really have to do something weird for the raids to make them not feel like a massive drag. But we'll see. We'll see. At least we'll get some free transmog from the Dinars. So have a good rest of your day.